Well, a little different video for today, and that is, well, yeah, the garage is looking a little bit different. And if I stand back here a little bit, kind of more towards the door, did a little bit of cleaning, and there's plenty of things here. Some stuff I still have to put away, some stuff that I have to find a home for, some parts, etc. But did a bit of a cleaning in this thing because it's been a mess for a while. And when wintertime rolls around, usually have a hard time really getting much done within the garage because if you bring a car in here, it takes up a lot of space. Excuse me. Well, it's still taking up a lot of space, but at least if you have some room around it, you can potentially work better. So I know I've shot a few videos in here, and oftentimes there's just junk everywhere, and I didn't do too much, but yeah, making some room. So this side over here didn't touch too much. This is still mostly my random just fluids and oils and whatever. Do have a grinder over here that used to sit over there. And I do have a little guy over here, a drill press that I might put on a stand or something. So I can use that more often. Done way too much with just a hand drill over the years. But still have the workbench in this corner. Obviously that's built into the wall, and tool chest still hasn't moved either. But did a little more organizing on this side in general, so it can be better utilized. And really the big thing is just opening up the room. Like I said, a lot of the stuff here sitting on the floor is going to get moved. It's kind of still getting organized at the moment, including stuff over here. I had an old air compressor that sat here. It never really worked. I finally just decided to toss that thing because, I don't know, I have a little guy over here, and to be honest, that's all you really need nowadays. So much battery-powered stuff. You probably notice much clearer view of the poor old IROC sitting over there. She's a little dirty, a little neglected, but it'll come back to life at some point. But anyway, kind of the rest of the stuff over here. Got a new Hobo Freight engine stand here. I had an old one that was kind of beat up, so it was only, I guess, kind of like 3 legs. So I want to make sure I have one that had 4 wheels or 4 legs, or however you look at it, because they're more stable. So sitting over here on these tires is my Ecotech race engine. I'm going to put that up on a stand. Talk about that one more coming up here in the future, and plans for that. That's a pretty serious little combo here. I have another small block Chevy. It's basically a 350 that I'm kind of building up something here. Longer term in the future, I do have another stand I'll put together and throw that. So I can probably tuck him in here. I think that's a good spot. Kind of gets him out of the way. And I still have, for the most part, a full bay and kind of this other bay type of setup really to work on stuff. So I should be able to get more things happening over this winter, because that has always been an issue. But anyway, this stuff here, I said, got to find a home. That's a spare engine for the asphalt sled, various parts, this saw. You use it somewhat, but you just got to find a temporary home to store it. Got a couple turbos over here. These are one's for, well, it could be used really for anything, but technically one's for the 3800 Buick, and the other one's for an LNF, or like I said, you could use it for anything, but that's what they are for in general. More parts over here. That's the intake that's going to go on the Corvette at some point, and a bunch of random stuff over here. So really, I should clarify, I kind of only went halfway. I really stopped the cleaning from this side over. But if you stand over here, I don't know. I haven't seen this view in a long time to see how much room I potentially have now, because it's been so cluttered for so long, even with the stuff that's here now. But anyway, finally getting this place cleaned up so we can do more stuff in here. And then on this side, obviously we have the garage queens, the poor neglected IROC Camaro. This is a 1985 Z28 IROC-Z, the couple years where they had that combo name to them. And then the 19 Grand Sport Corvette over there. This one technically doesn't run very well at the moment because of brake issues. The Corvette has no issues over there. So this half of the garage still needs to be cleaned. It's a little different task on this side because there's tons of parts I have stored over there I need to go through. I don't even know if I own some of those cars anymore, so need to organize that. Some performance parts I have over on the far side. So more organizing over here, but the big thing was just to get this side kind of cleaned up, and I'm very happy that it's finally done. But I figured I don't need to make an entire video just talking about the garage, because I think I've done enough of that. I think part of it too is kind of an update on the poor IROC, because this really has not been filmed or discussed, gosh, in a few years really. I've done plenty of videos, or I've probably done a couple of videos at this point on the car. I've had this thing the longest of any vehicle. This was technically I think about it, this would have been my second car I ever owned, I guess. I had an 87 Monte first, and I had a family car before that. And I've had this thing since 2000, so 25 years. And this was the first car I really messed around with and tinkered with. It's all bolt-on stuff. It's still the original drivetrain, 305 tune port, 4-speed auto, got the old 10-bolt back there. But I've done various things to it over the years, bolt-on wise, full exhaust, headers on back. Nothing internal in the engine, but just some basic stuff externally in the intake, etc. Never really got tuned. It's kind of hard to do now. TPI stuff's kind of dead. But interior still got the stock seats. The rear seats were removed years ago. I can't even remember what I did with those. But really, I think this car, or the reason it's been sitting for long, is really a brake issue. I lost brakes. I was fixing brakes a while back, and I kind of just lost the brakes on there. I mean, it has brakes, but they're so minimal. So I do need to look and see what I can do to fix that, because I really need to drive it. But you can see, yeah, I'm sure you can see in the video, just the grime and everything from sitting here. But under the hood of this hot rod is the potent 305. And I'm being sarcastic. I mean, the reality is it's a small block Chevy. So what's your goal? 300 horsepower, maybe even up to 400? You can still do it with the 305. I wouldn't probably go beyond that. Well, I mean, I guess you could if you're really trying. But yeah, this is, over the years, various things I did to try to, I didn't have any money, and I was just trying to do what I can. I raced it. This is in Pennsylvania, and this would have been, going off of memory here, this would have been early 2000s. Of course, Pennsylvania is mostly at sea level. Well, a lot closer than Colorado here. I went from, I don't know if I ever ran it stock, but in drag racing, to see kind of performance I got out of it, I got it down to a low 14s. And I think stock, they were probably mid 15s. Actually, not 100% sure. But and primarily just full exhaust, because the factory exhaust was pretty bad in these back in the day. It does have 373 gears and a posi in the rear. Still a 10-bolt, but that helped as well. A couple other minor things, but not too much really. And yeah, really, I'd have to look at the list to see the things I did over the years, because I don't remember all of it. But yeah, so plans, and really kind of why I'm talking about the car here, is I think the TPI system is going to go. There's still limited support for them. They look cool, but you can't rev them past about 4,500, 5,000 RPMs. So you have no top end with these motors. The thought was to kind of keep it as a 305 just to go against the grain. Everybody swaps LSs in these, or puts at least maybe 350 or something else in there. I thought, well, you can still do cool stuff with 305. So I thought headers were kind of getting beat up. Probably should get a better set of headers on there, but really the exhaust system could easily handle 300 to 400 horsepower, so that could stay. Bottom end of the engine's healthy enough, probably could stay, but heads, cam, and intake, I don't think I'd go carbureted. Probably just go with maybe like that Edelbrock Performer RPM air gap over there. Something like that on here with like one of those throttle body fuel injection systems from Holley or something like that. I don't know, with heads, cam, and intake, I'm sure I could get in that 3 to 4 range, 3 to 400 horsepower, somewhere around there. And with this car, I think that's all I really want. I mean, you're already in the danger zone of the poor rear end if you raced it. Transmission, it's okay, but I don't want to put a ton of power through that because that might get a little risky as well. But yeah, that's the old IROC. And then more piles of junk over here. This is obviously the side I need to organize. Corvette, done videos on that one as well, but it's probably been a while as well. Really kind of stock, which is crazy. I like to modify stuff. All it's got is an intake on it, but want at least to exhaust and maybe a couple other things on that one at some point. But anyway, the video is really just talking about the fact that I finally have a garage again, or a garage I can use. Obviously I had a garage, but on top of that, kind of an update on the poor old IROC. Yeah, kind of sad, but hopefully this will motivate me to do a little more work on this one amongst all the other crazy stuff that I have. So anyway, I think at this point, that's just my little weekly update. But get this last little bit of stuff here organized, and then I can actually bring vehicles in here, especially during the winter. Obviously, if it was a snowmobile or a motorcycle or something, I have tons of room. But I should finally be able to get a car in here and at least get all the way around it and work on it throughout the winter, as opposed to, which usually happens, end up working outside in the snow. So anyway, but that's going to be it for now. So I think more to come, more wrenching actually coming up here shortly. I got something I'm working on currently. I've been filming a little bit, but I'll put that together here shortly. So I think that's it for now. So thanks for watching. See you in the next one.